Now at 6, an Arkansas man dies after a sludge tanker crash in southwest Missouri. We'll have details. Plus, Missouri Southern students are going to have to pay more tuition. We'll break down the new price and
a talk with parents about the availability of local childcare. I'm Anthony Saviello with the story.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A man dies from a sludge tanker truck overturning. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The crash happened near EE and DD Road in McDonald County, Missouri this afternoon. Authorities say 61-year-old Byron Lampkin of Bluffton, Arkansas was driving the sludge tanker when it crossed the road and overturned. He died at the scene. No word on what type of sludge was in the truck, but the most common in this area is chicken sludge, commonly used as fertilizer. The Newton County, Missouri Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find a man wanted in multiple jurisdictions. Authorities say James Herbert III is wanted for stealing vehicles in Missouri and Kansas. They say he will resist arrest, so they say do not try to apprehend him. He's 5'8", 170 pounds. If you have any tips, you can call the Newton County Dispatch Center. Bit cooler out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, most of us staying into the 70s for highs today. Mid to upper 70s across the region, which is nice. It feels pretty good after all the showers and thunderstorms that we had periods throughout the weekend. We've had some clouds shooting through, but any rain for us today is staying down across the eastern parts of Oklahoma. But there is another batch building out across parts of Colorado. This is mainly going to dive south of us, but we may get a few isolated little showers, a few isolated thunder showers in here late tonight, but the evening hours are going to be fine. Across the board, most of us are sitting into the mid 70s at this point in time. We can look outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline looking pretty good in Joplin, 75. Northerly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening, look at this, we slide back into the upper 50s a little bit later on tonight, but a big warm up to come. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. If you're thinking of summertime travel, you should know gas prices are rising slightly according to Gas Buddy's survey. The average price of gas in Kansas today is $3.24, which is 4 cents higher than last week. And in the 4 states, AAA says the average in Crawford County, Kansas is $3.20. In Newton County, Missouri, $3.12. In Jasper County, Missouri, $3.10. And in Ottawa County, Oklahoma, $3.11. We have a traffic alert for drivers in the Joplin area, specifically along I-44 at Main Street. MoDOT has announced lane reductions on the westbound I-44 bridge over Main. Crews will be making repairs to the bridge's driving surface. Work will be done tonight through Friday from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Drivers are asked to slow down, be prepared for possible delays. Starting this fall, students at Missouri Southern State University are going to have to pay higher tuition. KOAM Shagun Bamidele has more.
The Missouri Southern State University Board of Governors approved a tuition hike. The standard in-state tuition rate per credit hour increases from $267.53 to $280 for the fall 2023. It could be challenging with inflation.
However, with this increase, we will still be the most affordable education among our competitors. And so we are very proud of the education that we offer to our students at that cost.
It's definitely hard for someone that has to pay for their own schooling, and as the prices increases, I will have to put a lot more work into it and work even more hours on top of, going to school, and that does not help me at all.
Alisa Alexander works in addition to taking classes. She says the increase will also affect her friends.
One of my best friends, she is struggling paying for school right now, and the increase in tuition will be detrimental for her, and she might have to look for other colleges or take classes somewhere else because she's already struggling to pay right now.
The school hopes students will stay despite the increase. Linda Ice says some students will be eligible for assistance that could cover a year's tuition.
Some of our students do qualify for full Pell and full Access Missouri, and those are grants that come through to students, and if they qualified for the full amount of both of those, it would be over $10,000.
In Joplin, Shug Mamdele, KOAM News.
The total tuition cost after the increase will be $8,400 for someone taking 30 credit hours for the year. A Joplin organization today made a donation to Missouri Southern program named the Connecting Education and Industry. The Our Best Foundation, part of Our Best Bank, donated $5,000 to the MOSO CAPS program. The program allows students to sample life on campus while working toward professional goals in a local industry. The donation will provide students with grants to achieve those goals.
Last year was our first year in our program, and we reached out to area industry partners and asked some of those industry partners to also be a corporate sponsor. And Arvest was one of the first ones to step up and to be a corporate sponsor.
Missouri Southern launched their CAPS program last year. Funeral service plans are announced for former Missouri State Senator and Joplin Mayor Ron Richard, who died Friday. Richard began his political career in 1990, following his election to the Joplin City Council. He was elected mayor in 1994. He joined the Missouri House of Representatives in 2003, becoming House Speaker in 2009 and President Pro Tem of the Senate in 2015. Richard services begin tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. with a visitation of Missouri Southern's North End Zone facility. The funeral will be Wednesday at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Joplin at 10 a.m. Still ahead, we're going to look at the local availability of childcare. Plus, some local musicians take a trip to Pittsburgh to showcase their talents.
Yeah.
With school out for the summer, childcare is in high demand. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has that story.
While kids are getting ready for pool parties and summer vacations, parents are trying to figure out how to provide that for their children. Parents like Madeline Welch, a mom to 3-year-old Noah and soon-to-be baby girl.
It's very tough, and it also is kind of hard as a mom because you have to choose between, your career, and then you also have to choose between, being with your child. And so you want a trustworthy person that you're going to trust them with, and right now it's very hard.
Madeline had to leave her job to make accommodations for Noah. And while she plans to begin teaching in the fall, with a baby girl on the way, even more accommodations will have to be made.
Our cost isn't going to increase, and it's that mom thing of where you're trying to encourage and go out there and follow your dreams, but they come first always. And so making sure that they're going to be taken care of the way that is in line with how we want them to grow up.
Kids Clubhouse owner Mireya Gonzalez told me that the parents aren't the only ones struggling.
Right now, I want to say every classroom we have is at its capacity, and the only way we could enroll more children is if we were to open up more classrooms, and obviously that would hinder us because we don't have the money, the means in order to make our facility any bigger.
Mireya also told me that with minimum wage increasing, the prices for childcare have increased to keep up. So, for parents like Madeline and kids like Noah, things may seem okay. But this isn't the case for everyone. Reporting from Joplin, I'm Anthony Saviello.
One of the biggest struggles facing Kids Clubhouse is staffing, according to Malaya. This is the case with most daycares in the area. Pittsburgh Festival of Arts is underway. Local musician and retired music educator Jim Harris today performed a variety of American folk tunes on different folk instruments at Root Coffee House and Creperie. The annual week-long event showcases different venues and musicians around Pitt State and throughout the community.
Music is, my profession, but it's also a hobby, and folk music is just what I do. It's something that I do because I think it's the rawest, most basic music that we have.
There will be several indoor concerts this week featuring jazz, brass, Latin, chamber music, and more. There's also an exhibit on display at the Bicknell Center. And at 7 tonight, the Sharon K. Dean Recital Hall in McCrae Hall is hosting a kaleidoscope of styles. It'll illustrate different styles and ensemble combinations. It'll include artists in the region. The recital hall is at Lindbergh, and Broadway. A little later, Missouri Southern's basketball team hosts a youth camp. We'll pay a visit.
Plus, kind of a chilly night tonight, but really warming up the next few days. We're going to check that out coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Monday for us today. Of course, we had bouts of showers and thunderstorms over the weekend, some heavy amounts of rain, and then behind that system, quite a bit cooler for us today. Nice shot, Indigo Sky. Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, rain stats, none today, but at the airport in Joplin, of course, some areas had lesser amounts, some areas had higher amounts, but today's the 12th, and we're at 1.75 inches for the month, which is pretty good. But for the year, only 14.3. We should be at 21.05, so we're still almost 7 inches behind. So we need the rain whenever we can get it. But you can see where we got some heavier bouts, where you have the lighter blues, under 1/2 inch of rain, but where you see the yellows, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rain, even a couple pockets of 4 inches of rain. So most of the metro, at least, got some pretty good rainfall over the past couple days. Cooler outside today. Look at our temps, 76 in Fort Scott, Chanute, 77, 78 in Bonita, Neosho sitting at 74, and our humidity has dropped. We're looking at our dew points. They're all sitting 50 to about 55. So what that means is it feels refreshing to pleasant. It's not sticky, muggy, soupy. Of course, that will return as we go through the next week or so. Outside right now, sitting at 75. Northerly winds are light at about 5 to 10. Throughout the evening, if you are getting out, it's going to be fine. A little cooler, we slide back into the 60s and eventually into the upper 50s later on tonight. We have some clouds kind of shooting on by, but in general, most of us are going to be dry. Showers, thunderstorms have been ongoing across parts of Oklahoma. These are heading to the south of us. Out to our west, there is a batch of thunderstorms out across eastern parts of Colorado. These also are going to shoot southeast, but we may get a few isolated little guys trying to get in here late tonight after midnight. Here's our big area of low pressure. We're on the backside pulling down that cooler Canadian air, and we get these little waves that kind of jump in, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the week. Let's step through time. After midnight tonight, you can see an isolated shower or two trying to skirt on by. Most of us dry. We start the day in the upper 50s. We go into the mid to upper 70s by noon. Pretty good Tuesday. Most of us about 80 to about 82 during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, slight chance, especially our southern counties. Isolated little thunder shower. Most of you dry again. On Wednesday, here's Wednesday morning starting near 60. As we go through the afternoon, a little better shot that we may get a few isolated thunderstorms popping up Wednesday afternoon. But I actually think our better chances for rain are going to be a little bit closer toward the weekend. 60 to start tomorrow, 76 at noon, 79 by 4. High temp, 82 as we go into the afternoon hours. And our temperature is warm, 85 on Wednesday, near 90 on Thursday. Still slight chances for thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, a little bit higher on Father's Day, but look at the temperatures. Accelerate upward through the 90s up to 96 on Sunday. So it's going to be hot, and the summer officially begins early next week.
And the weather does as well.
Yep.
Summer weather. Thanks, Doug. Planning for the 57th annual Maple Leaf Festival is officially underway in Carthage. This year's parade theme is "There's No Place Like Home." A Carthage Chamber official says the plan is to merge the iconic phrase with Carthage's values. The Chamber will take parade float applications starting on July 10th. Still ahead, Game 5 of the NBA Finals tips off tonight, and Missouri Southern Lions basketball team hosts their annual youth camp. We're going to break down the details up next in sports.
The Missouri Southern Lions men's basketball team is in the middle of their offseason. Earlier this morning, the Lions began day number 1 of their youth camp. This year's Lions youth camp consists of children who range from ages kindergarten to 8th grade. Today was day 1 of the 4-day basketball camp. At the event, the Lions basketball team is teaching everything from fundamental drills to teaching hard work, and most importantly, The goal of this year's camp is to make sure the kids who are participating have fun.
To have these kids come out here and fall in love with the game of basketball, that's what it's all about. And secondly, we want to improve. They want to improve each day. Basketball is such a great game because you can improve quickly. So that's why we're here. We're here to have fun and have them get better.
Also for the community, definitely, because one, the kids could be outside doing whatever they want. Like now here you got some structure and learn the game of basketball. And at the same time, you get to come and be in a college environment. A lot of kids never get the chance to see stuff like this. So it's good for two parties, for all parties.
And the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals both begin their homestands to start the new week. Both teams currently sit in last place in both the American and National League in the Central. The Kansas City Royals are an abysmal 18-47 on the season. The Royals are currently on a 6-game losing streak. However, tonight is Chiefs night at Kauffman Stadium. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid will all be there. So we'll see if some of the Chiefs' success can rub off on the Royals tonight. Kansas City takes on the Cincinnati Reds. First pitch is scheduled to start at 7:10 p.m. The Cardinals are at home tonight as well, going up against the San Francisco Giants. St. Louis is in last place in the division. They're only 8 games behind first place. The Cardinals and the Giants will begin tonight at 6:45. We'll update those scores for you right here tonight at 10. And tonight is Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets are only 1 win away from the first NBA Finals championship in franchise history. The Miami Heat, on the other hand, are looking to spoil the party. Denver leads the series 3-1 over Miami. If Miami were to come back and to win the finals down 3-1, that would be the only second team in NBA history to do so. This game will tip off tonight at 7:30. We'll have a final score update right here tonight at 10. And I also want to mention Missouri Southern women's basketball hired a new assistant coach today. Kaylin Strawbridge was just hired today, so we'll see if she can keep the Missouri Southern Lions women's basketball team at a full float.
And obviously, our congratulations to her.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14, where Wallet Hub ranked Missouri on a list of the most fun states in the U.S., and how the high cost of energy could be dangerous for many Americans this summer. Those stories and a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight at 9. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The weather a bit cooler out there than it had been.
Yeah, it's actually going to be kind of chilly tonight. We're going to drop back to about 56, 57 degrees by the time we head into the morning hours. 82 tomorrow, 85 Wednesday, a couple pop-up storms. 90s return as we head into the weekend.
And a final sports note.
Pittsburgh State also beginning their youth camp as well, so it's great to see all the kids out there playing basketball with the coaches and some of the players.
I bet it's fun for those kids as well. Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with a performance from a Root Coffee House in Pittsburgh from the Festival of Arts. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.